This is the 2-inch version. That's basically all you have to do for these to put that 2-inch on. This is a 2-inch level for a 2005 2500.
They are really bright. They look really, really nice. There's the brights. Go again so I can show them. Lows, highs.
So this is my 2015 Dodge 4th Gen. It's a 1-ton. But anyway, so we installed that leveling kit today. This is the 2-inch version. So what we ended up doing was down under here. I didn't get a chance to video very well, but under here, if I get the camera right there. Hold on, let me grab a light real quick. Alrighty. Okay, so down here, you'll have this bracket here. Can you see that, Easton? Can I see it? Yep. Alright, so you have that bracket there, and then right back here in front of the shock a little ways. Right there, you have that bracket. Just 2 little bolts. Can't remember what size they are. There's one right there on top of that control arm, and then this one right here on this bracket. You'll take those off first. Take this shock bolt, bottom shock bolt out. I've got the extender on there right now, but it'll be down there. Take that shock bolt out, and then after that, you'll do the same. Repeat the same on the other side. The other side's the same. You'll do that, and come up here. You'll take this sway bar. So we were gonna take the end links out, but they kind of like spin. I don't know. You have to put a wrench on them here, and then take the bolts off there. I just really didn't want to mess with it at the time, so we just took, there's 2 bolts up under here for your sway bar. Where bolts on, you just take those off on each side, drop it down, and you'll be all right. Okay, so after you get all that undone, you will take and drop your axle all the way down. You'll pull your spring out. You will leave this grommet on, or whatever you want to call it, your we'll just call it that, grommet for now, or bushing, whatever you want to call it, and then you'll put your 2-inch in here. You'll have plenty of room. Put that in there. There's this bolt that comes through on the top, and it's open-ended. It recommends using both the bolts, but you'll have to drill out that back hole. It's not big enough. I didn't use it because a kid at my school has the same leveling kit, but a 3-inch, and the company that he bought it from don't even use any bolts. The only bolts they have is for those shock extenders, so I just didn't worry about it. So that's pretty much all for this. It wasn't very hard. Just so you know, there is an ABS module up here that kind of makes it a little tough to get stuff in. The other side's a lot easier. But yeah, after that, it was pretty easy. I would recommend, here, come up here. So these jack stands right here. Yeah, you have to use the jack stands. I'll show you where to place those here in a second. We had these. I borrowed these from the school. They're can't tell you what brand, but they're 6-ton jack. I had them on like the 4th or 5th setting, which is like 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking it was the 4th setting, and that's, as you can see, that's pretty tall. These are placed up next to, this is a 35 size tire, and that's over halfway, and it wasn't really, it needed a little bit more, just a hair more. You can get away with it, but I'd recommend a little more. And then we just had this jack that was up in the front. That's about it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you where I put it real quick. So right under here, you have your control arms. Don't put it out, or at least I wouldn't put it on this expanded part of the frame. Just put it right behind it, right there, that flat part. You won't have any issues with that. And yeah, that's basically all you need to do. There is a vent tube up under there. It goes to that differential right there, that front. I would watch out for that whenever you're dropping the axle down, just depending on what size level you're going to put on there. Most likely you're going to be alright, but I just be careful.
Can't see it from here. Back there, right there.
Yeah.
That vent tube right there.
that will get really tight when you drop your axle, so yeah. And then when you're doing your, and then when you go to put your shock extender on, you do have to rotate the bottom of the shock right here. You have to rotate it 90 degrees in order to get that shock extender on. That's that shock extender right there. So then just goes on like that, and you rotate that 90 degrees, and then you just put your bolts in. And that's it for the 4th gen.
It makes it sit a lot better. If you got one of these mega cabs, I'm not sure what the difference is between the dualies. I think they sit a heck of a lot lower, just mainly because you got different tires. Because I know my dad, he's got a 2012 4th gen, and he can't tuck obviously 35s. So I think it's mainly just the wheel difference that makes them sit. Because I'm 6 foot, and this thing is huge compared to me, I guess. I don't know. To me, it feels huge.
Go stand near the hood.
The hood is like I'd probably say neck level.
The very top of the hood to the middle of the hood is probably
like
about
neck level, and then
so probably about 5, 6.
yeah, I'd say somewhere in there. But yeah, it's just kind of whatever you want to do. I think it looks a million times better. I will say that. But yeah, that's basically all you have to do for these to put that 2-inch on. So here's for the 3rd gen. I'll do the level first since it's getting dark out. So we got a 2-inch level for.
Oh yeah.
This is a 2-inch level for a 2005 2500 3rd gen. It'll work for your, I know for a fact it'll work for the 3500s. Not sure about the 1500s, but so the first thing you do to put that on is, let's see. You'll take
your brake lines off, obviously.
Yeah. So you have your bracket right down here. Right here. There's a bracket right there, that nut. So you'll take that nut out, and then that's on both passenger and driver side. And then before you do that, you'll jack, or I guess you can do that first, or it doesn't matter, but you'll jack your pickup up, put your jack stands right here on the frame, just right there on the frame, that'll hold it. So you stick it right there on the frame, then you take your tires off and everything so you can get in there easier. And then you take that ABS line off, and then after you do that, you take the original bolts that are right there. These are the aftermarket, but there will be some different ones. So you take those out. There's 3 of them, one right there in the back, and then on the other side. And this one you have to get from right here, and then the other 2 you get from the through the hood. So then after you do that, you'll you also undo your shock nut that's on top of the shock. You can't see it, but it's
the shock tower. It's up there.
Yeah, on top of the shock tower. And so then you'll just pull your shock all the way out.
And then there's one on the bottom too. There's a bolt that comes.
Yeah, there's a
straight out.
Here, right. That hole right there. So do that, and then after you take those out, then you can pull your shocks first. You pull your shock, and then you do that for both passenger and driver side. And so then you'll take your sway bar off. You go same way as you did the 4th gen. Those 2 bolts right there. So you take those off, and then you'll you'll drop your axle with another jack, and then you'll take your spring out, and then you'll slide your leveling kit in, stick it back up there, put your shock back down, get your new bolts, and stick them through the leveling kit up in there, and then put your nuts on, and then that's it for, I guess, the level. What else is there?
On the other side, I would recommend getting a spring compressor. I think it's because this one's a little bit different than their newer setups. They got that steering stabilizer right there, just like on one side, like the tie rod's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it don't go down as far down. Like this axle will not drop probably like, as far as it goes down whenever you drop the axle, that's as far as it's going. So I would get
spring compressor to compress the spring, obviously. That way you can slide it up there, and then it's like almost the exact same. And then your ABS is in the same spot, and so yeah, that's what you do for the 2-inch level on a 3rd gen. Okay, so for the 3rd gen lights, I got these off of Amazon. They're Nightlight. I think they're the housings. They're the Nightlight bulbs and the headlights and the blinkers. And so the first thing to do is,
Yeah, they do that flashing thing. I'm not 100% sure what that's about. They are really bright. They look really, really nice. There's the brights. Go again so I can show them. Lows, highs. Lows. Perfect. Alright. There's the flashers. Looking good. Nice and bright. These are all LEDs too. I guess you already said that.
and so here, do it like right here.
Oh, yes, sir. There it goes there.
And so when you do put LED bulbs in, your pickup will say that your, like, I guess it'll throw up a code and say that your lamp, your headlight lamp or whatever it says, that it'll be flashing and say it's out, but it's actually not out. It's just because when you do LEDs don't pull as many volts as your original bulbs, so it thinks that your bulbs are going out. So that's why it does that. There is a way to get in there and turn that off, but you have to have like a thing for that. Oh,
You got the light.
okay, yeah.
I can
So-
grab a light real quick.
So the first bolt, well, let's just hold it here. So the first thing is these plastic pieces. You have to kind of like squeeze the back side of this right here. You have to kind of squeeze that piece, and then you get a screwdriver and you unscrew that screw right there, and then you'll pull that whole plastic piece out. So you do that for that, and then you have your these Torx. I can't remember what size it is, but you have a torque bolt right there, one right there, and then you have your, I guess that's the temperature for the outside. I'm not really sure what that is, but it just goes into that bolt. So you have those two, and then you have one more right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's glaring off the.
Oh shit! Right there. There she sits.
Right there, that Torx bolt right there. So you have that one, and it sits back like right here on the headlight. It's back like right there. So you have that one. Okay, so then that's all you take out, and then your whole headlight assembly will come out. You just, I guess you can either choose to take the pigtail side off, or just twist your bulbs out, which I just twisted my bulbs out, and then went and set my old headlight housing down, took my bulbs out, put my new LED lights in the housing, and then I just pushed this up there, plugged it in, and then put all my bolts back in. So they're the exact same. All the bolts are the exact same for both sides. Make sure that you do put that back, whatever the sensor is, that you put it back on that side. It's only this side. The other side's just blank. It's just blank, yeah.
Just got your 2 bolts there.
So then that's all there is for their headlights. And I think that's it.
You want to tell them the surprise that's gonna be here?
Oh yeah. So
Are yours LED or no?
no minor. So I did order some cab lights a while back. Well, I guess like when I ordered these headlights, I also ordered cab lights. They said they're supposed to be in Thursday. Today is Saturday, and they said delivery cannot be delivered for some reason. I don't know why. So we're hopefully gonna get those soon.
They're gonna look an awful lot like something like this. Right here, what we put on the Ford. They're the tinted.
So they're pretty much almost the exact same as those. Just those ones are LEDs. Mine are going to be I guess amber. So that's